After weeks of pressure, I've relented to making my next cooking video. So tonight, we're gonna make melanzana a la, what's it called?
This is why you say it in English.
Melanzana a la Casarecce. That's it. And the Casarecce part is right here. See, Casarecce. This is one of my favorite pastas. And one of the best parts about this pasta, it comes from Italy, and not just anywhere in Italy, but from Naples, Italy. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these eggplant here, and we've diced it up, well not diced it up, we've sliced it up to be like steak fries, roughly the size of steak fries. And we're going to bring it over here to some hot oil, and we're going to fry this until it's brown. So give me a few minutes, get this oil heated up, and we'll be right back. Alright, the oil is now hot. You want to get into this before it starts to smoke. So what we're going to do is put these in slowly so I don't splash the oil all over my hands, or the camera for that matter. The key thing about cutting up these eggplant is you want consistent size, and I have to say tonight my cutting was not so good and they're not really that consistent. So if you can see from the camera, they're inconsistent. You want to try to get them as consistently cut as possible. So, single layer in the pan, plus or minus. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, it's cooking along here nicely. And you want to keep this cooking on high. And if it starts smoking, that means you got too much heat, so you want to turn down a little bit. It takes about 10 minutes or so for this to cook, and you want to kind of toss the pan around so it evenly cooks. And it doesn't burn on one side and not cook on the other. Okay, so how do you know when it's done? Well, there's two ways. That's color and texture. When the color becomes golden to light brown and the zucchini become a little bit soft, they are done. So what you want to do?
Not the zucchini.
Yeah, eggplant. Have another beer. So what you do is you take one of these little slotted spoons. What do you call these things? I don't know. Mesh spoons. And you put them on a towel with some a plate with a paper towel.
What if you don't have a mesh spoon?
If you don't have a mesh spoon, you use some tongs like
or
these.
A slotted spoon.
Or a slotted spoon like. I don't have one of those. Anyways, we get these all out of here. And then we're going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on here and get ready for the next stage. Alright, now that the garlic is softening up here and getting a little bit of golden color in it, we're going to drop this can of tomatoes. This is a 14 and a half ounce can of diced tomatoes. We're going to throw that in. We've got the flame on high. Let it cook for a few seconds. And then I have two batches of eggplant, so I'm going to put half of it in, and I'm going to save the other half for the next batch. And you want to let this just cook on high for 5 or 6 minutes. You want to add a little bit of garlic salt in here. And maybe a pinch of regular salt. Eggplant and tomatoes are done, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw, I had cooked some of the pasta casarecce, so I'm going to throw a couple spoons of this in here. And I've got two batches of this, so I'm not going to use all my pasta in one. Then I'm going to toss this up. And splash it all over myself. And then I'm going to finish it with a little bit of fresh basil and fresh mozzarella, which is right here. So how much? About that much. A handful. Turn the fire off. Sprinkle a little fresh basil. And voila. French term, dinner's done. Let's make our plate. Nicole's starving to death, so we want to get this plated as quickly as possible. The cheese will melt from the residual heat from the pasta and eggplant cooking. So there you go. Melanzana alla, what's it called? Casarecce. Yummy.